in a world where people are doing more with less, to make an excuse is to rendition yourself as an inferior primate. Now, understand that my mentor has a broken hand in the gym. So if you can't take responsibility for your own fucking life and go worry about your health instead of neglect the fact that you only live once and the only thing you're living in, the vessel you incarnated in, is your body, and to neglect the responsibility of being healthy is to literally demonstrate inferiority by choosing less instead of just doing more for your own benefit. So we live in a society where everyone's so fucking comfortable to the point that they will neglect getting uncomfortable, but that uncomfortability is really what's going to catalyze them to be a better individual. So we live in a fucking society where people are choosing to be lesser individuals. You need to get out your comfort zone and you need to explore yourself. You need to do stuff that gets you out of that zone of comfortability, because the reason you're the individual you don't want to be, the reason you are living a life you don't want to live, is because you're a low-level piece of shit who can't even respond effectively and efficiently to his fucking life. Now, you have to understand that the power is within you. You create your reality. Your reality is a reflection of you. And if you're choosing less in your life, then you're going to reflect that. So if you are a subordinate slave, if you are not your own source, emanation of reality, so you depend on something else but yourself to actually live a life you want to live, then understand that you're inferior as fuck. And the reason you are is because you conduct yourself that way. So understand that it's not an authority thing. No one's pointing the finger and telling you to get on your knees and bow down for food or shelter. Nah, you are renditioning yourself inferior by choosing the inferior choice. So we have to understand that if you have a choice to be healthy, if you have a choice to be a better individual, if you have the choice to read a book and gain intellect and competence to certain degrees to correlate yourself into navigating certain circumstance to become a better individual and level up in life, you have to understand that not choosing that is you renditioning and broadcasting to the world and yourself how inferior you are. So every time you neglect the responsibility of your life, you need to look in the mirror and then you have to say, I am inferior with that. And you need to attach that to the action, the inferior choice that you just made. Now, in a reality where no one wants to take responsibility for their fucking life, how about you take this message and embed it deep into your soul and then look in the mirror to realize how much of a failure you are. In a world where you could be a better person to make the world a better place, renditioning yourself inferior like a low-level bitch, yeah, fuck you. Because society and the world could be a way better place. We could have much less problems. But since you're walking around creating them by being inferior and not loving yourself, because you have to understand that to make certain choices is to demonstrate self-hatred. So every time you make the inferior choice, you are demonstrating self-hatred. You are annihilating, destructing, and you are derealizing, and you are delegating and degenerating yourself to a lower standard. So if you hold yourself to lower standards, then guess what the fuck you are? An inferior piece of shit surface dweller that hates himself. So instead of being that, you should probably develop yourself to certain levels of existential conduit in competence to actually not compromise yourself in life. So if you don't know where to go, if you are lost in life, like I can see most of you are suffering in your inadequacy, you can go to the link and join the self-development community. We have advice for you there. I'm not going to tell you you're inferior without telling you how to become superior. It's conduit. It's not an authority thing. If you want to hold yourself accountable and become a superior individual, intellectually, mentally, physically, in every fucking metric of existence, then you should probably go to the link and get your mind right, get your soul right, get your body right. And if you want to be mentored by me one-on-one, and I will ensure that you get a workout routine, and we're going to get rid of the addiction, the vices. So if you're actively killing yourself passively by drinking, smoking, being a deplorable, self-debilitating, annihilating primate, you should probably get rid of what's destroying you so you can actually construct instead of deduct your reality. But when we get rid of the vices, yeah, so then we got fitness, nutrition, you get your macros, you get your workout routine, and then you can always hit me up one-on-one. And then we're going to give you 3 habits that is going to catalyze your growth and develop your character to form into the individual you want to inform to by feeding you certain information and activities to ensure that you can become and construct that individual. Now, in a reality where everyone's very fucking lazy, you have to understand that you need to be doing the most, choosing the most, and being the most. And if you're going to choose less, rendition yourself as an inferior primate, self-debilitating primate, because you have to understand that if you're not conducting yourself as a human being, so you're a human, and then you're being that, if you're not actually being a human, then you're really just a self-debilitating, deducting, reductive primate. So you should probably lock in on your life instead of give up on yourself. I mean, it's you versus you, and you're losing. So what's the record between you and you? Like, I win every day. Every day I gain power. Every day I'm growing. You can't catch up to me. It's not a competition. For competition, you need competence. But I'm going to provide that to you because I'm not here to make you feel some type of way. No. I'm here to give you the truth so you can actually inform and you can infer your mind's interferometry to grow as an individual instead of being a low, unsuccessful individual. Now, you can go ahead to the link and learn how to develop yourself, or you can remain that same low, inadequate piece of shit that doesn't know how to do shit, be shit, and has to depend on everything but himself for his life. So every time you depend on something, remember, you're a dependable piece of shit, and you should probably take responsibility over your life like a fucking man. You dependent on people as a man? What type of man are you? You got a vagina. Like, you're a man depending on people. You got a fucking vagina, and we're gonna give you a tampon because you need a vape in a bottle to cure yourself from neglecting the task of constructing and being a fucking man in your life. Now, I see a lot of pussies, and we can't be one of those. So if you're tired of being a low, inadequate, self-debilitating primate, and you actually want to envelop, and create a certain individual to give to the world so they can actually see what they could be instead of defeat themselves every day and then act and pretend like there's nothing wrong with that, fuck that, dude. Get into the fucking program, lock in on your life, or you will become the sacrifice and you will sacrifice yourself. So you might as well just sacrifice the vice so you don't sacrifice yourself and kill yourself by destroying your cells and creating your own hell and then believing there's no escape. All these fucking losers are fucking fake. So when it comes to the habits that we create, we don't negotiate. More. Peace.